So real quick, like I've been trying because I mean I was on it from the moment it started. Like we talked before, like I said, every Wednesday morning I got my cereal bowl at because I work at 6 a.m. So at 5 a.m. I'm like, what's going on?
You see how bad it was for me. It's to the point where my wife would get mad at me because I get up before her in the morning. So first thing I do is hop in the shower, and she get mad because I'm sitting in the shower on my phone watching X-Men '97, taking forever, wait for the whole episode to be over before I get out. Then she got to get into a cold water shower, but she's mad.
Right. Listen, you got to get it in. But so why I say that is because I wanted to do my reviews. I've been kind of releasing them slowly because when I first did the first two, I had a couple people message me like, "Damn, I ain't even watch it yet. Oh man, you gonna say you did?" And I'm like, "All right." So I held off.
Everybody should have watched it by now. It's been out for a while.
So if you ain't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you. Right. Because I'm talking about it.
Right. So even with those, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I was gonna say, with this one, it's the last two episodes. And before we even really dive in, I want to go ahead and give you a chance to just introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, where to find you, where to follow you, whatever the case is.
So everybody who's watching, my name is T-Horne the Uncool. I'm a positive hip hop artist and a podcast host. My podcast is called Conversations with T-Horne the Uncool, which Troy has been on. Wrong way.
Yes.
Troy has been.
Yes. And we was talking about this exact thing, but in a lot more depth.
Yeah, we were actually talking about how the X-Men relates to real life and how it's just a secret message telling about what we're going through today, and we're relating the X-Men into real life situations and stuff like that. I also had my friend Shantae Emery on there. It's a good time. But if you want to watch my podcast, I'm starting back live going July 9th. You can catch it on StreamYard. You can catch it on YouTube at youtube.com/@T-Horne_DA_Uncool, or check out my Facebook page, T-Horne the Uncool. It's spelled the same way as it is right here.
Hey. Gotta let them know.
Right. So check me out.
Hey, okay. So as you can see, I got my X-Men 97. Oh, let me move my X-Men 97 shirt. Found it at Target. I was like, oh, gotta grab that.
So I didn't know they had X-Men because I had a regular X-Men shirt that I wore the last time we did our podcast. You know what I'm saying? But I only got one X-Men shirt. I didn't want to wear the same shirt over again. So
I feel that. Same thing. But no, I literally just found it. I was like, I don't know they had any, merch for it for real yet either. And then I walked in and I said, wait a minute, did it say X-Men 97?
Right.
Let's go.
That shirt, basically.
Yeah, man. Look. So we're doing the final two episodes 9 and 10, which are part 2 and 3 of the whole trilogy of the last two episodes. Tolerance.
Extinction?
Tolerance is extinction. Yep. And so with episode 8, it ended with Professor Xavier coming back and being like, to me, my X-Men.
Right.
So episode 9 starts where everybody coming back to the house. And so
since we talk about everybody coming to the house, let's just take time to acknowledge that Storm is back. Finally, that's the main thing. Storm is back.
Yes, Storm is back and whooping ass. She's already doing it in the beginning, but they took her powers went away so quick that we really got to see her fight in the first episode, second partially, and then it was no power. So now she's back and we get a chance to see her use her powers again in a lot more of a confident way than she already was, which is kind of crazy to say. Right. That she's already more confident than what she was before.
It's like because a couple episodes ago she was talking to Jean about being human and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think now she got to experience that, and now she realized that's not who she is and stuff like that. Now
I'm a goddess. What am I doing?
Right. Even the transition, we got powers back when her clothes shifted and everything like that and everything. I'm like, okay, now we're gonna get some real deal Storm, and now I know who I am.
Yeah,
and I ain't no turning back type stuff. So it was really dope.
So the other part too, because I forgot, was the way that episode 8 ended too, when Magneto basically declared war on the planet. So, first off, I agree.
So let's just say that the whole first 5 seasons of X-Men, the one that we had in 1992 and everything like that, that basically had Magneto basically being the bad guy, stuff like that, and all that stuff and everything. He was just a straight up villain. He
like the ultimate villain.
Yeah, but X-Men 97, I feel like that was the Magneto show. It was Magneto's time. You know what I'm saying? Magneto was the QB of the whole show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything you're gonna find out, like we're following the X-Men and Xavier for all these years because they want to talk about peace and hope and with humanity and stuff like that.
It's like the woman in the UN said Magneto was right. She's like, it's a terrifying thought, but like he is right. Like, humans, unfortunately, can be trash when it comes to fear, and just not understanding things. So it's like, I don't understand this. I'm afraid of this. Get rid of it.
Right. Well, Magneto has the history though to back it up. You know what I'm saying? Because with him being Jewish and going through the Holocaust and stuff like that and everything, he knows what he's talking about. So it's like he's talking to Xavier about this stuff. He's like, "You done me? I've been through this before. I know what's gonna happen. Like you haven't seen this. You know what I'm saying?" So it made sense for the humans act the way they acted. You know what I'm saying? And Magneto said, "All right, listen, I tried.
I've been trying."
Even nice enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna try it your way, Charles, just to see if you're right on your wishes. And it still is the same stuff. So, like, Charles, what can you say at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
I've done it your way, and I've proven your way does not work. So, what can you say at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Especially I'm 100% behind. Yeah, and that's the part too, because it's like at this point he's lived through multiple, I guess, massacres in a way that were started by humans. Like he don't have no reason to trust any of them for real.
And now
so
it's like this. It's like, Charles, what can you say? Like, bro, when all this was going down, you weren't part of the Holocaust. And when Genosha was destroyed, you were gone, trying to get some
It's nothing to be said. Right. You up there eating wedding cake and shit, eating space cake, and everybody down here dying. Like, no. But then it's like, I think you think of it a little bit when watching, the original series, but I think with this one, they kind of really highlighted how naive Professor Xavier can be in a way. I think in the past, you always looked at him as like that father figure kind of character. So it's like, oh no, he's right. He's, but it's like now I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know what, Charles? I don't know. I don't think too much.
If I can speak on that for a second, I'm not as big into. No, I'm a comic book person, but I deal with dab in each superhero team, Marvel, DC, all that stuff, anime, all that stuff, and everything. So I don't have like one set team or superhero I stick on. But I do, watch Comic Historian and Comics Explained and stuff like that and everything, and catch up on my X-Men and stuff like that. And from what I see with what's going on X-Men 97, it's like Charles has been all these years, all these seasons, been talking about peace and hope and stuff like that. And now that Magneto has tried his method, it's like you can see Charles sometimes get quiet and be like, okay,
damn, kind of right.
Ouch. Right. Transition point where Charles starts to realize, like, even with him, and I hate to go too far into the episode 10, but even with the whole thing of him having to take control of Magneto's mind and turn power back on Earth and everything like that, he's getting to that point where it's not like a peaceful mindset anymore. I have to do what has to be done for the sake of mutant kind and human was best and stuff like that. He's getting to that point. I think we're starting to see a small transition with Charles Xavier. I think this is the beginning of Charles Xavier. Villain,
because it was some anger, like when he left the bird planet wherever he was at. It was like some anger when he was happy. He was like, my children, like.
You probably saw talking about Bird Lady and Bird Planet. People don't know how X-Men probably think we got a planet with big birds and stuff on it.
The crazy thing is, I don't think they ever revealed the name of the planet that they live on. Like, I know they're the Shi'ar Empire, but I don't think there's ever a mention of like the name of where they live.
I can't remember. I can't call it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But yeah, you're right. But yeah, so the episode also ended with Wolverine and Nightcrawler having to fight and protect not Magneto, Rogue, because it was all the like human Sentinels like fighting all through the house, and they basically destroyed the X-Men for the most part.
But that was one of the best fights
in the fight. when he did the like tornado like slashing coming from the sky.
The thing that got me was when it showed the part where Nightcrawler grabbed Wolverine and he did his little BAMF teleportation. Yeah. You actually see the BAMF from Nightcrawler's point of view. That's something that's never been seen.
Oh yeah, that was so dope. Yeah.
You can see how Nightcrawler sees it from Wolverine's eyes. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was cool. Damn, I forgot about that part. Yep.
Yeah,
that was cool. We'll probably end up seeing more of that. They'll probably do more of that.
Of course.
But yeah, and then again, like I said at the end, Professor Xavier's ship crashes and to me my X-Men. So now everybody's coming back, but they can't use the house because it's all messed up. So they go to the Scotland base, Muir Island, and they just start grouping off in teams. It's like, okay, now we got humans ready to go to war. We got to go calm Magneto's ass down somehow, and we gotta just like regroup essentially.
What Troy? With that being said, real quick, how you said they split into teams. I know you're a big X-Men fan, and I catch some of the comics. I thought that was a nice little decent shout out because that the comic books where they had two X-Men comic books running X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold, where it had the blue team and the gold team. So I think that was a little quick shout out to the blue X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold, how they did that. Which Storm was the leader of one team, and Cyclops was the other team. Yeah.
The people who write this have such a love for X-Men that just even the little Easter eggs like that. That's so minor, but it's exciting because it's again just a shout out to something. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that I had to even rewatch. It was like, oh ha, because you're so excited during the original run through. You just paying attention to the main action that you missing some of the small parts. You're like, oh right. Wait,
I had to explain my wife the other day what an Easter egg was. She was like, I thought she was like, what are you doing looking for Easter eggs in the movie or something like that? So she thought I was looking for actual Easter eggs. I'm like, no, the hints and clues that tie back to comics, this and that. And she was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Right. So they split to their teams, and so first, actually, I forgot the one part. Magneto comes because he's like, all right, y'all, Charles tried it your way. I'm gonna let y'all know now. Fuck this planet. We're done here. Y'all can join me if y'all want to, but if not, that's on y'all. and Rogue is first to be like, and I understand both of them. Rogue is like, I literally have been trying this for years, and I was there. I watched Genosha. Most of the people, the crazy is most of those characters weren't there for Genosha, so they didn't see it.
Right.
It was only a handful, and the other ones are dead. So it's I saw this up close. I saw what they do to us.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
And even Roberto, his sunspot, you know what I'm saying? His mom turned him in. So he's like man, bumping my own. You know about fighting my own mom turned on me. So why would I want to fight for any humans if I can't even trust my own mom? Yeah, I'm going with Magneto with the rest of the mutants and stuff like that. The person I trusted the most tried to turn me in and have me put in jail for having mutant power. So yeah. But
it makes sense. I again, it's crazy how watching this, I haven't, and it's because the idea of Magneto being, again, like we mentioned, the main villain, but I haven't disagreed with him yet.
Not one.
I've seen him do little things in the old series and stuff, and I'm like, damn, okay, I see why that's something evil. The whole time of this one, I've been like, go right ahead.
Right. Even going back to on Road, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love Gambit. Gambit's one of my favorite X-Men, but it makes sense because with that electric magnetic field, she can touch somebody. So why wouldn't she want to be a Magneto? You know what I'm saying? She haven't been able to touch somebody her whole life.
She realized it's deeper, But yes, I get that. She had to get the touch on right quick first, and then
right. Had to test the waters.
So they made their teams, however, and Beast and Forge, they were building the thing that they were going to use on Bastion to try and nullify his power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Storm walked up. It was like, okay, so how powerful is it? It's like, oh yeah, you can do this and this. And she just shocked him. Shocked him real quick and broke it. So okay,
we're not gonna use it.
Still not strong enough.
I think it's reflected back to the thing where remember the gun that took Storm's power, Forge had something to do with that technology, and they were going to use the same technology to dampen what's his name?
His powers,
Bastion. What was the guy's Bastion's powers? When Storm realized that, that's why he got mad. I was like, oh, y'all ain't gonna use that again. No,
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. Let's see
something. I'm surprised he actually forgave Forge for that, but that's all good.
Yeah, right. So they at this point now the two teams go out, and the one team they go to like these islands where Bastion is.
Bastion, yeah.
And that's like Storm, Jean Grey, Cable, Forge, Beast. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And so they go and like they kind of win it a little bit until slowly like it's too many Sentinels and they kind of overpower them.
Yeah, because at first Storm was kicking ass. Storm was kicking ass.
Yes, she was on it, like shocking, breaking, ripping apart the Sentinels. Until literally when Forge, because he's the jet, got like hit and he started crashing down, and she got distracted. Was like, "No, I gotta go save him." And that's when they fucked her up.
Go ahead, continue. Go ahead.
And I was just gonna say, the next Jean Grey came in.
I'm about to say that was more impressive to me than Jean Grey and Mr. Sinister fight.
Mr. Sinister, because Mr. Sinister he revealed himself and he started fighting Jean and Cable, and I was excited. Like I've loved the way that Jean has moved this season. She's never moved like that. Like it's always, especially in the past.
Jean's always been kind of sucky unless she was the Phoenix. You know what I'm saying?
So, literally, yes.
Jean is cool as Jean Grey and the Phoenix now, and that's never been done. You know what I'm saying? Jean's always been like
move a book, and she's like, "Oh,
no." But then you're right. But you see now, she was in the bowling alley. She was hitting Sinister with bowling. When she was hitting them with them bowling balls, I was like, "Oh man, she tearing him up."
Flying around like on some like Dragon Ball Z type shit. The way she was moving, I'm like, it was dope to see. So, but unfortunately, Sinister kind of took over Cable. He took over his mind and basically forced him to kill Jean
again.
Right. At this point, it shouldn't even be a thing for her no more. Like
every time she dies, something happen. Phoenix. Every time she dies, it's like automatic.
Every time.
You get a Phoenix reboot every time she dies. It's all good.
Listen, so at that like the scene on that island ends, and then we go to Asteroid M, where the other half of the team goes after Magneto. And now this one fucked me up because it's straight from the comic books.
Oh, the Wolverine.
Man, what? I was like, I didn't think that they would do it,
Right.
Like they're doing their fight, and they was go ahead.
That moment was probably the best moment in the whole series to me. Reason being because the first X-Men comic I actually sat down and read was the one where Magneto ripped the adamantium out of Wolverine. And in the comic,
and they did it for the. It was like shot for shot, like it literally looked exactly like the comic.
Only thing is, the comic was a lot more gory because it's a kid's show.
Yeah, they had blood mixed in it too.
Yeah, but it was really good. And I was like, no, they did not do that. Wow.
I was literally stuck, like, and they ended it right there too. Like that was
perfect way to end the episode. Perfect way to end the episode.
And I was like, I gotta wait a week, bro. What?
Right.
Wait.
That was like that was a monumental moment for me. I was like, that's one of the first X-Men comics I remember reading, and that jump was like, that's a big deal because the story that comes behind that with Wolverine going through the whole thing, using his bones and all that. It's crazy. I'm not going to spoilers. Nothing.
No. But and so he did that like right a few seconds before Professor Xavier was like trying to take over Magneto's mind and really, like stop him and bring all the power back on Earth. Shout out too, real quick, to the moment where he did like mess with the polarity of Earth and stuff, and they just start showing like random superheroes around the world.
Oh, the cameo. So let me go through. That's what got me. First of all, let's start with Morph transforming into the Hulk. Then you got Captain America and Iron Man with the president. Then you got Daredevil. There's a Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger fighting in the city. Then you got Mary Jane and Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He found her after the other, like the old Spider-Man series at the end. He lost her, so it was like,
right.
Oh shit! He found her. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
and
it was
here's
a
one thing
lot.
I want to address too, if you don't mind me saying it.
Yeah,
Black Panther was a cameo too. But I think they
yeah.
messed up. I think they messed up though. This is why I think X-Men 97 messed up though. Reason being, get your cough on, bro. Get your cough on. But reason being,
No, go ahead.
if you watch the old X-Men for X-Men 97, Black Panther does make a cameo, right? But in that one, they call him T'Challa. In the old X-Men, they just let T'Challa.
Yeah.
But I noticed in X-Men 97, they kind of messed up because I know with Chadwick Boseman passed away and everything, they probably want to hop on that. But they called this Black Panther T'Chaka. So apparently there's something going on where Black Panther's dad Black Panther again or something like that, because this T'Chaka was the Black Panther in X-Men 97, but T'Challa, which is kind of backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there might have been a mistake. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this is supposed to be a continuation of the first,
right?
Unless, interesting. Yeah.
Because you remember T'Chaka was around, and was it T'Chaka? Was T'Chaka's dad? One of them was around and fight with Captain America back when Captain America first came out. So, but I know T'Chaka is a dad. I don't know, because I think too with this.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Maybe in the X-Men, the regular X-Men cartoon, T'Challa was the Black Panther, but T'Challa wasn't king of Wakanda yet. I don't know. I have to watch the episode to see, because I know for a fact in this one, he had the gray hair on the sides and all that stuff and everything. So it was T'Chaka. But I'm trying to figure where was T'Challa at? That's the question on my mind now.
Interesting.
Oh, one more cameo.
Yeah. I did not.
Mark transformed Reed Richards from Fantastic Four also at the end.
Oh yeah. There was also Omega Red.
Omega Red was there. Alpha was there.
Yeah. Silver Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
He was Spider. And then there was a separate one of like Spider-Man, but he was by himself. Like,
gotcha. I really want to see,
it was like several. They did a lot. I was like, damn, this is so cool.
And not only they tied the Marvel universe, but they tied the Marvel animated universe, because the designs they used were from all the old Marvel cartoons. Like you can tell it was the old Iron Man and Captain America from back in the day, from the old cartoons, so that the Fantastic Four, all that stuff. I actually used to watch really be big on the Iron Man cartoon back in the day. So when I saw that Iron Man, I
didn't catch that.
You didn't catch that?
See, so I was definitely an X-Men kid.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four off and on. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man. Spider-Man was my Spider-Man and X-Men were my main two.
So same with me, but every now and then I'll catch Fantastic Four, I'll catch the Incredible Hulk, and I'll catch Fantastic Four. Oh, and also I would catch Fox made a Silver Surfer series too, so I caught that too.
Oh yeah. I did watch that.
I really remember. Like, and I think there wasn't the Avengers one that Fox did, but it was kind of corny. I like, because anyway, Ant-Man was the leader and stuff like that, and Captain America would make an appearance every now and then. It was okay.
Yeah. A bit. I actually just bought, and like low key, I kind of, as I look at it, the Avengers are like, they're terrible people. I just bought, and I have read it when it first came out, like the beginnings of it. But it's a storyline called Judgment Day, and it's X-Men versus the Avengers versus Eternals.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this. I'm glad you said that. So there is a scene when Bastion came to the asteroid, right? Mm-hmm. And Rogue was fighting them, and Rogue punched him outside of the asteroid and stuff like that. It landed somewhere. Was that the moon, and was that the place where the humans are? That's what I was thinking.
So I believe so. I was thinking about that too, but I'm like, why is it like, you know what I'm saying? Where are all the humans?
But you know, the X-Men, the humans don't really, mutants and humans don't really, that might have had something to do with it. But I'm like, I'm looking like, why is it? I didn't know if they were on another part of the asteroid or if they were on the moon.
Yeah.
So, but if they were on the moon, that definitely means that was where
the humans should have been.
Yeah. Right.
Adelaide.
There you go.
I had to like hear it in my head. No, you good. Like once you said, I saw the spelling. I'm like, okay, but yeah. That's a good one because I didn't even think about that.
I don't think a lot of people caught that, but I
Possibly.
saw that. I'm like, I'm thinking we're gonna see like Medusa or Black Bolt pop up in that scene and help the X-Men or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, too many
that
cameos
would have
anyway.
been nice. That would okay. I wouldn't have had a problem with that. But
Right.
they probably wanted to like pull back on the cameos, but
Right.
I don't think it would have been too much. I don't know, but
That
yeah,
was
no,
cool.
you kind of led into the next episode. Honestly, that was perfect because that is pretty much what happens next. Like, Bastion comes to asteroid him, or no. I fucked up. Jean did not die.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So Bastion is like tying up, Beast and Storm and Forge and all that, like, saying the evil plan. This is what I'm gonna do, all that. And then Jean is like, I'm gonna turn into the Phoenix and come back.
Famous
And she
Phoenix
does.
reboot. I told you the Phoenix reboot.
Rises out of the water, giant firebird, and it was dope as hell to see how she like depowered Sinister, basically, like just absorbed every bit of
the mutant
DNA that he's like pulled for centuries. Because at this point, he's been alive for centuries, and he just started getting older and just he's like, oh my god.
And that definitely was a ha moment for Morph, because Morph was tortured by Sinister for a long time. So for him to be able to do that,
made him feel really good.
Right. The only thing I like about that is that Jean only had the power for a brief moment. Because if Jean would have kept the Phoenix power,
and then it went away.
It would have been over. Right?
So so now at this point, so then they depowered Bastion slightly, but he's powerful, so he was able to absorb energy from like Cable's arm. Yeah,
the virus, and like he turned into something on his own, which I thought was pretty crazy.
Like he enhanced himself. Yeah, that was like crazy.
But his power is I forgot what it's called, but he's able to be. He's a telepath for machinery and stuff like that.
Yeah, technopathy.
Yeah. So even though it's a virus for Cable, because that arm is a part of the techno. I just said it. Techno something virus. I forgot what it's called, but he used it as a thing to make him stronger because he has that telepathy with machines. I thought that was pretty cool. That was really cool.
That was dope. So then now at this point he goes to Asteroid M and Rogue. But I shout out to Rogue too this season. We always knew she was strong, always knew she could fly, she's fast, or however. But they really highlighted it this season. Like,
so I
punching the way
today, but it made me think. Seeing Rogue fight in the episode today made me think like the three best X-Men. Like I have a favorite X-Men. Let's just be real. The three best X-Men are females. The three most powerful X-Men got to be Rogue, Jean, and Storm, hands down. Like that's an unbeatable team. You got the Tron, you got the psychic abilities, you got the weather and stuff like that.
You got the elements. Like who would even be able to, especially if and again without it, because Rogue and Storm are like a mega level threat detected. But especially if Jean got the Phoenix, then they're just like unbeatable. That's literally an unbeatable team.
Right. Rogue was giving Bastion the business for a little bit. She was.
I mean, what? She brought knocking the man all over.
The name. His name is Gambit. Remember the name. That was pretty dope too. I want that T-shirt, as a matter of fact. The Remember the Name T-shirt. I was remember the name or remember it.
I remember it. I think. Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
So she's knocking him around, but eventually, he gets her down, and it was funny to see Jubilee kind of jumping into it. She's like, "Okay, well now it's my turn. I'm gonna do something." Because he was literally looking like, she did, but it was just like funny when she first started. Obviously he was looking like,
"What you gonna do
now, Jubilee?"
What did he say? He said, "What are you gonna do? Kill me with July 4th?"
Yeah. But like, wasn't it Nightcrawler? Did he help her? He was like teleporting around, if I'm remembering the scene right.
I believe so. I remember one scene Nightcrawler was teleporting around, hitting in the face with his sword and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So everybody.
And then I think she did hit him one good time, like in the face, and like actually hurt him. And he was like, and he was like, wait. Like he was taken back by like the hit from her, like actually looking at her.
But honestly, shout out to the people who did that, because in comic books and the whole series of X-Men, Jubilee's been made to seem like, oh, she can make fireworks. she's a weak character. But as time goes on in the comic books, I know Jubilee becomes really strong and with the powers of like that. And this was the first time
I
where
forgot how it works scientifically, but it's like a lot more than just shooting
concussion
fire.
blast and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And she actually becomes very powerful. And this is the first time you actually see her, and not just I'm just making fireworks. I'm actually using my powers. I'm actually pretty powerful.
I'm fighting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing too, I caught. Shout out to them using the old uniforms, the old X-Men uniforms. I caught that.
That was dope. I was like, hey, wait.
Yeah.
And Cyclops was like the main one that made me notice it. But so now like they're all going one at a time, and he's getting, knocking them all out. However, and then now it's Cyclops' turn. He, giving it all he got. He like using his most powerful blast. He hurting them, but not too much.
Right.
And then finally, it was like the rest of the X-Men from the Earth that were back on Earth, they arrived. So that's the whole team. He's like, meet my family now, and they basically take him out. Finally, like piece by piece. But they do it.
I think it was more the when Beast and the Forge showed up in the Sentinel and stumped down on them.
Yeah,
and kind of held them in the spot. And then Cyclops, they beat them down. But then Cyclops was like, "Hold up, y'all! Everybody stand down. Let's talk to this man." You know what I'm saying?
Storm was looking like,
"Wait, what?
Talk? It's over for all that." But
at the same time, think about this. Like they talked about how when Professor Xavier first started his school and he was going out looking for mutants, Bastion,
he would have been one of the first ones. Yeah.
Right. So just imagine if Bastion because basically Bastion is a Sentinel, but he's like a human and a mutant all
he didn't have nobody that understood him, so he just grew up crazy and like angry and shit. So it's like had he been with them, this probably wouldn't have been.
He had that power to talk to the control machines and stuff like that. That would have been a very good X-Men.
So much would have been prevented.
Right.
like
the whole Sentinel threat would have been done. There would have been no Sentinels.
There would have been no Sentinels. Damn.
Yeah, right. See? He would have been there to take out every Sentinel. Right.
Yeah, if he should have.
Right. That would change the whole dynamic of the X-Men.
Right, man. So at this point, like they defeat Bastion, and now it's like they got to deal with Earth because the asteroid is coming down. Yeah, like they still haven't gotten Magneto and Professor X like out of his head, so they still in his head. And his powers is just fucking shit up still.
So before you get into that, let's talk about, if you don't mind, the whole thing with Xavier and Magneto. So I feel like they skipped a very crucial thing right there, because I know they went. Spoiler: something else happened. I'm not gonna talk about it. I know we're getting into it, but comic book wise, that was supposed to be the beginning of Onslaught.
Yes, and I think that might be coming next. I thought about that. Like, if it might end up being, because I think the next season is really kind of built how this one ended towards Apocalypse.
Right.
But I do think I can see this being a future plot, like a season 3 thing. Because they are approved as of right now up to season 3.
Gotcha.
So that could be something that like festers throughout season 2. Of like, hey, something in my head or something.
Like the Thanos build up for Avengers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm like, I know based on I'm like, okay, when Professor Xavier and Magneto, their minds fuse and Onslaught comes. For those who don't know, Onslaught, he's a bad boy. That's like Professor Xavier put together, literally.
And that's I literally thought about that because their brains were still like trapped together. Their minds were still like trapped together, and I was like, this is like Onslaught. I'm smelling Onslaught plot coming, but so like they gotta basically stop Asteroid M from destroying the Earth, and the president on Earth is like, well, you know what? Let's just shoot some asteroids at it. Because what else do you do, right? Shoot or not asteroids, but let's shoot missiles at the asteroids. Sure, why not? Because what else do you do when you're an American? shoot shit. Let's
Right.
I don't. How do we stop this? Let's shoot it. Fucking idiots. So obviously that makes things a bit worse. So now they all have to use their powers together, and I was like, it tripped me out that it was actually taking so much for them to do. But I guess it makes some sense. But it took Jean and Storm. They were using like a telekinetic like whirlwind almost to hold it up. Jean was literally our Rogue, with her
and see,
hands
that's
straight
my point.
up.
That's my point too. The three most powerful X-Men: Jean, Storm, and Rogue. Can't nobody else do nothing. What can anybody else do at this point? You know what I'm saying?
He was on the controls trying to make sure that the controls work. Like, please.
Right.
And real quick with that, so before that, Jean sends her and Scott and Cyclops like their consciousness to go see Cable one more time. Like, hey, so we couldn't say bye to you before, but we're saying bye now. And he's like, oh, so it's that type of ending. It's like, I'm probably not gonna make it. We love you, son. Super deep, but he was like, all right, I get it. Like, I never really grew up with y'all anyway. Yeah, like he's kind of used to it.
Right.
So then they consciousness, they go back and they're like trying to stop it. And so like almost a little bit before it hits the earth, everybody on earth is all scared and going crazy and shit. Just like, oh my God, it's about to crash. It disappears.
But let's backtrack. Before it disappeared, remember, Magneto came back to consciousness and caught it with his powers.
Oh, that's what happens. Yes. That is what happens.
Yeah.
And so he does. He comes back.
But then something
wakes up and does it.
And they disappeared. That whole asteroid M. So that's my thing. So I know the characters went different places, but where did the asteroid M go? That's my question.
Because I didn't think about that. What is big ass asteroid? You're so caught up. It's so funny that you are so caught up, and it's like I said with the Easter eggs, you get so caught up in the main story, you're not even thinking about the details. And I'm like, where is the asteroid? All the people went somewhere.
Right.
Where did the asteroid go? So I mean, I guess hopefully somewhere in the middle of space, somewhere.
Right.
Let's hope.
Right. There's past, future, and present. Like, where is it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, go ahead and continue. I would definitely get to
So I was gonna say, so again, like now at this point it disappears, and it's like a few months later, and at this point everybody's like assuming the X-Men are dead, Magneto's dead, no one's seen them. And Ford just is like depressed as hell because I'm assuming he's been trying to find him and can't. And then Bishop comes in and is like, hey, let's go find our friends.
Right.
And then it splits to show us where they actually are.
But pause. Let me know.
Okay.
Let me acknowledge this.
Oh yeah.
Before we go deeper into that, where they all went, let's acknowledge Forge and how we got shout outs to some of the X-Men that weren't mentioned in this season. For example, because Colossus was on the board, Iceman was on the board. I think Archangel was on the board. Like
Scarlet Witch, hers. It was like some of the shit because hers said like off world. I'm like,
Scarlet Witch said off world. I'm like, where is she at? Like, where?
It was like they had. I want to see if it's a picture of it. I'm gonna try to look that one up right quick because I forgot. It was like right there, and it just had different notes for like the different ones that hadn't been mentioned yet.
Mm-hmm. That's something I feel like, where is Scarlet Witch at for her to be off world? Oh, well, one more cameo. I forgot. In the hospital, Dr. Strange doing his thing. The power is out, so he's using his power to do operations.
Oh yeah.
Strange was on there. Yeah, he was on there too.
He sure was. That's another one. I was always since I was a kid. I've always been like huge on Doctor Strange. Yeah. Okay, I do got one of them right here. Oh, yep. What's his face? He's off world too. Quicksilver.
So where are they?
Quicksilver. Here's the off world. Yep. Cable is AWOL. So where the hell he go? Yeah, like it's crazy. And you're not paying attention to it. Jubilee is AWOL. Oh yeah, because she was on Earth. Like she's still on Earth.
Right. Because Roberta and Jubilee are still on Earth. They didn't get caught in the whole thing.
Yeah, see, it's crazy. And then you remember too, because we didn't even they found her. Just thinking of like more characters. Emma Stone, or not Emma Stone. Emma Frost. Yeah, Emma Frost. She they found her after Genosha, and like she ain't been nowhere since either. Like,
oh yeah, you're right.
It's a lot of
the
people.
whole Hellfire Club. Now think about it.
Yeah.
So we don't really know like who died, like the Hellfire Gala when like.
Yeah.
Dang, did Madeline Pryor die in Genosha?
We don't know. I think that's the idea, but we don't. I don't think because she is Jean, so the Phoenix Force essentially would have saved her.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I've noticed in this episode, it said something like how I killed your clone mother in Genosha. I'm like, I didn't see Madeline Pryor die. Like,
right. We saw her face before the explosion, but then that's it.
Right. The only person I know died for sure was Gambit.
Gambit. Oh yeah, we knew that one.
But I think in the future he's gonna come back. I think he's gonna come back.
Oh yeah, because I think they're gonna do some time, some shit with time and like make it so that like Genosha didn't happen or something.
Right. Which would be pretty dope.
But yeah. So now they split into the two groups. So one group is in the past. Or let's do the future group first. Okay. Jean and Scott, they're only two. They went to the future and they met. So the lady that was there is actually Cable's daughter, Hope, which is
okay. Yeah. So explain that to me.
She's old, so it's so. Yeah.
I was wondering because I heard the name. I'm like, is that Hope Summers? Like, is that Hope Summers? Then Cable came out as a little kid, so it's like now it's like Cable raised her, now she's raising Cable type deal.
Yeah. Like I think that's where they originally sent. That time frame is where he was originally sent.
So that's the original. So that's the baby that Madeline and Scott had. They sit in the future.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Accurate. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then it's a whole thing, but it's a lot of time travel with Cable's timeline, and like I know that Hope is his daughter.
Gotcha.
And she becomes the lady mother of Scotty at some point.
Okay.
So that's basically who she was and shit. Yeah. So they're there, and then she's like, Nathan. He comes out and he's like, yeah, no, I don't sense any danger from them. And they're like, oh my god, it's our son. And their part ends.
And the past part that got me the most. That's what got me.
Yes, that's what that. So yes, now the rest of the group, they went to the past and they see this guy. He's fighting a couple of like.
They're in ancient Egypt. Yeah. Right.
And I forgot the name of it, but they have the heads of like birds on their heads, and like
I think
Egyptian warriors.
Ra or Cyrus.
I want to say that.
Wait, hold up.
It might be Ra.
Hold on. Maybe who's the bird? I'm gonna ask my wife. My wife she loves Egypt stuff and everything, but she said she don't know either. Wait, I
forgot.
But I think it's either Horus or I think it's Horus. I believe it's Horus.
Yeah. I want to say that too, because I know. If I'm not mistaken, Osiris is the dog.
I thought Ra was the dog. The dog was like the god of death or something like that, isn't it? Oh, that's Anubis. Yeah. Anubis is the dog.
Anubis. There we go. Anubis is the dog. There you go. Okay. You know what?
We get off topic.
Turn around. I'm about to say because I do like Egyptian mythology and stuff too, and I will literally just be like, "Wait, let me dig in my brain. I got to figure this out."
Right.
They were fighting, and Magneto and the rest of them, they kind of helped them out, and Professor Xavier, used his powers to convince Homeboy, like, we don't want to fight you. We good. Tell us your name. So he had a covering the whole time. He took it off. He's like, "Oh, my name is In Sabar Noor," and they're like,
everybody who knows.
Oh shit!
Knows an apocalypse in the future, in the past, right?
Exactly, man. So they literally all just look, and they look around and realize where they are. They're like, "Oh." I mean, they don't say it, but like it was literally a "oh shit" moment. Like,
he's like, "Oh dear."
Yeah. Because literally it was like, "Oh, like,
we fought you, man. Like, you know how powerful you get.
You're one of our biggest villains, one of our biggest threats that we've ever faced, and we just helped save you, a young version of you who don't know us."
Right. So what do you think? How does that play out with them? Oh, also let's not forget the present too. After the credits, the regular.
I'm about to say,
right?
Yep, and he comes. So I think, he comes and he's at the site, Genosha site, and he picks up one of Gambit's cards. He's just like, so much death. But it almost didn't sound like sadness. It sounded like he was happy. Like, so much death.
Apocalypse like, always been survival of the strongest. You know what I'm saying? He feels like, and that's a whole nother conversation. But now I know the backstory of Apocalypse about, with Genesis and all that stuff, is a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? When he was part of the other mutants that were in the other dimension and Koa and all that stuff. So, that's the story. But his other things always been survival of the fittest, so the strong survive. So that probably made him happy. He's like, now. So what
I guess he was left. What I think they're gonna do is, I think he's gonna turn Gambit into one of his horsemen, because in the comics that happened, he's the horseman of death.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that's what he's gonna. Yeah. That's I think that's how they're gonna bring him back, but then they're gonna have to find a way to make him not evil or however. So
that'd be some good storytelling. So I know, and this is pure speculation, but I know in another dimension, like I said, another dimension, multiverse type deal, stuff like that, Gambit ends up becoming an Omega level mutant, and I forgot what the name was. It was like he's like all white and stuff like that and everything. He's able to like turn. He doesn't even have to touch anything. He can look at it and turn it to like kinetic power and stuff like that and everything. Yeah. I thought that was the way they were gonna go, but with the tie into Apocalypse stuff like that, because there was a tie he became a horseman death, like you said. That actually
they could still do that and kind of play off of each other. Because what I noticed that they did is they mixed a lot of storylines.
They did.
Like it didn't feel overwhelming at all. But it was just like
3 storylines. Every episode we had 3 storylines.
But it never felt overwhelming. It always was like, okay, this works. Okay, yeah. So
let me be honest. Within the first 2 episodes, like within episode 2, we're getting the Madeline Pryor storyline. At first, I thought that I'm like, why has everything happened so fast? But then as the show went on, I saw how I blended together. Like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're doing a lot with a little bit of time, but they're making it flow. It's a pretty good flow of how things are going and stuff like that. So I can't be mad at
I'm trying to look up the Gambit storyline, because I know it's one you're talking about, where he does become like Omega level, and it was like, I don't know. I think that's what they're gonna like mix together.
Yeah,
him being the horseman of death, because you figure too, Apocalypse can enhance powers.
Right, that's the whole thing.
So he could have enhanced his powers to that point of Omega level. Damn, that's
gonna be
so crazy.
That's gonna be really good.
Man.
So with that being said, who do you think is gonna be his other 3 horsemen? You gotta think. So this is the thing, though. This is the thing. I think so. It's death, right? I think for War, he's gonna get Wolverine, because Wolverine just lost the adamantium,
He's gonna be angry,
and they might play on that. That's why Wolverine get his adamantium back and stuff like that. That didn't happen in the comic book, but I think they might change some stuff. So they might play on Wolverine.
And ironically, I mean, because he likes to Apocalypse likes to feed off sadness and like grief with the people of like, to make you angry or more sorrowful to the point that you join him. And with that in mind, I can see Wolverine being a part of it. I can see, and it just depends on what happens next, but I can see Rogue being a part of it.
I was gonna say Rogue next. Yeah, I was gonna say Rogue.
Yeah, from her like frustration and everything, like I can see that, and honestly, Magneto.
Honestly, I'm being real. That's so funny because you literally just said the same exact team I had in my head.
Yeah.
Magneto, Wolverine, Rogue, and Gambit being the 4 Apocalypse. It makes sense.
That'd be so crazy.
Yeah, I think because those are the characters who really went through the most.
Yeah.
Season, and like you said, Apocalypse feeds off sorrow and pain and stuff like that. So why not focus on those?
Make you feel worse about whatever you're feeling, to the point where you like, you know what? He's right. I'm gonna join him.
What's probably gonna happen? Wait, hold on. I'm thinking about it now. So Wolverine didn't go back with anybody either. Wolverine's still on Earth, but he's got hurt. He's still with Morph.
He's in the ship. Remember, he was with Morph.
Also, he's still in the present.
Yeah.
So I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna. So Gambit's dead. Wolverine's about dead. So it's perfect for the apocalypse of the present that's there right now to get his Gambit and Wolverine. But Rogue and Magneto are still in the same mind frame, and they're back in the past with En Salvador. So maybe with being with En Salvador, him putting his principles and stuff like that about the strongest survivors like that and the Homo superior and all that stuff. He may have an impact on them in the past, and that would make them come back and they get to the present. But okay, we're just running for apocalypse because we see his principles and we've been through all this.
Or they might end up even bringing him to the future and have the old him fight the new him. Or
that might, hey,
like
that
the
might
young him. Huh. Damn, it could go so many. Man, what? So many.
Why was this show better than all the Marvel movies of late? Like whoever wrote this series,
it's because it's more care. It's way more care. Like I think Marvel's problem is after Endgame, they got too overzealous and they're like, oh, we can do anything. Fine, just make movies, guys. Just make them. We can do whatever we want. We're Marvel, and it's like, because I mean, at first it wasn't necessarily bad. It was just too much. It's just like here, show movie.
Right.
I'm overwhelmed. Give me a second. And then and then it started being stuff that didn't make sense. Like Eternals, they didn't need to introduce them yet. I don't think it was a bad movie. I just think it was too.
Be a thing. It didn't need to be.
They didn't need to be a thing yet. Like, because there's still a giant robot just hanging outside of the Indian Ocean that nobody has mentioned. Nobody talks about.
Nobody knew about Celestial to that movie, and nobody cares about. And then the giant robot sticking his hand out the water.
He's literally just. No one has said anything, and he's been hanging out of the Indian Ocean for like 6 years.
Makes no sense. Another thing, Miss Marvel.
They got too excited.
Yeah, and Miss Marvel, she gonna be a mutant or she be a human? Which one? You know what I'm saying?
So she is both. That one is technically. They just did it again. They did it too soon. Why would they were still. That's still something they just now figured out in the comic books because they found out she had a mutant.
I did see that.
So they just now.
Because she came back up the core, didn't she?
Yeah.
When she reborn as a mutant? Yeah, okay. See,
and so they did find out that, but it was like that's a storyline in comics now. Why are y'all showing that on this? Y'all don't even know where this is going. Y'all don't even know where this is going yet. Why would y'all do that? It's just they just got too excited. Marvel got too excited and was like, what else can we do? Oh my God, do this.
What Marvel should have done is stay building on
set the fuck down.
That too. But if you're gonna keep going, build on the characters you already have. Like first of all, you have
because they were leading into Young Avengers.
Moon Knight could have been great. Moon Knight could have been great, but they really dropped the ball on him. They really messed She-Hulk up. Oh my God, they jacked She-Hulk up.
I think so. I'm gonna say this because it was like the comics a bit. I just think it would have been better if it was a Hulk and She-Hulk show.
Right.
Because if we could have got the action of the Hulk and the funness of She-Hulk, because they just again completely skipped a whole chapter of the Hulk story. He come out of nowhere. Oh yeah, here's my son. At the end of that,
you got last episode.
It was like
we could have got.
This is a whole storyline.
Right
before that.
So it's like, and then you got it's not gonna make any sense because like you have the whole to get Scar, his son. You gotta have the Planet Hulk timeline, which means you gotta have this Savage Hulk that they feel they gotta send away. But by the time they do that, Hulk's already docile. Like he's already to the point where Bruce Banner he's Professor Hulk right now.
And they introduced the Illuminati with Doctor Strange, so it's like y'all could have done that. So, okay, you don't know, no, because I'm gonna get. Just like Spider-Man, y'all. The Sinister Six was right there. It was right there.
Yeah,
just did 5 villains.
Oh my God!
It was a great movie, but it was literally the Sinister Six is a thing. Y'all literally had all 6 villains there, and then put one to the side. And was like, let's keep him over to the side, and just have him fight 5 people.
That definitely was, yes. That definitely was.
It's like it was a mind fuck. Like I'm like,
you just
I
literally
just
let me
knew.
know. Like I didn't even catch the fact that was the whole Sinister Six right there.
They just had Venom somewhere else, just acting stupid. I'm like, why?
Right.
Why did y'all do that?
Multiverse. It's the multiverse thing. The multiverse is really fucking anything up. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is. I mean,
the crazy thing is they barely even touched it. I think they just been so like, here, look at the multiverse. Because when you think about it, it's really just Loki, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man that's done the multiverse.
Let's just say this real quick. You should brought his name up. Loki has never failed. Loki's always been great.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Everything he's been in.
Doctor Strange either. I ain't gonna lie. Doctor Strange is outstanding. But yeah, I'm stressed. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Anytime.
So here's my question. Because we're talking about the MCU, let's relate the X-Men to this. So it's X-Men 97. So obviously the X-Men series started in 1992. It's called X-Men 97 because 5 seasons, 5 years. This is 5 years later from the series and everything. With that, I'm trying to figure out, are these X-Men are going to stay in the animated universe, or they're going to find a way to tie these X-Men to the MCU? Because
so honestly, I think if they did the way Marvel has been working lately, I don't think they can do that now. I think it would be too messy.
Got you.
I think it can be done, but it would have to be a lot of cleaning up. They have to clean up a lot of where the MCU is now, which I think is their plan with Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's what I was gonna say. Deadpool the plan is a cleanup movie. Yeah, that's what it is. I think
they're gonna use that to kind of clean up some of the bullshit. And it's they could do that. It got to be done so right. Like
that's the thing, Ryan Reynolds as a producer, because he's more than an actor. He's a producer. He writes and everything. So I think having Ryan Reynolds under him, he's done such a great job with Deadpool. Such a great job.
Yeah. But he loves the character. Like, it's just like with X-Men. Like, people love it.
Before he became Deadpool, like if you watch Ryan Reynolds movies, before he became Deadpool, he was already Deadpool.
He was Deadpool.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's no actor could have played Deadpool but him. But with him being that good of a character and that good of a writer and all that stuff and stuff he has his hands in, I think, because I don't know what Kevin Feige is doing. I don't know what he's doing.
I think he just like, it's literally just the excitement of being Marvel and being like, we can do anything. Because also, if I hear another update on that Blade movie, I'm losing my mind.
Did you hear the guy, the producer they just walked off the movie too?
Yeah. And it's like, what are they doing with this movie that this many directors and actors keep leaving? Mm-hmm. It's like, it almost made me feel uncomfortable. Like, what are y'all trying? I feel like they're trying to do something with the movie that people don't agree with. If that makes sense.
The thing is, they're trying to do too many tie-ins. They're trying to connect this Marvel. Yeah. Every movie Marvel makes doesn't need to be connected to the MCU, and everything doesn't have to deal with Thanos and the Blip. Let's just put it out there. Yeah. Everything doesn't have to deal with the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I understand. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you guys put the Eternals out there. The Eternals suck, but you introduce Blade voice in the background, and you introduce the sword with Black Knight and everything. All right, leave it there. Don't try to tie Blade into nobody else. Just make it. If you tie Blade into anybody, the only person in the MCU you need to tie Blade to probably is Doctor Strange for the Midnight Suns. That's it. Don't go no further. The problem with Marvel, they want to connect everybody and everything to everything and this and that, and it mixes everything up.
And crazy thing is, I don't even know if it's so much because when they do it right, it's right. I just think they're introducing too much.
Because
one time, it's too many. It's like, because you figure when they started, they had Iron Man and Captain America was like really the first two, and then the Hulk movie, whatever, and then they had Avengers. Like, and then the first one, and then they have that. So it was like,
to do that though.
Yeah, and now so they're trying to rush what they did in 20 years,
right?
And like 2 or 3 years, and it's just like, wait, whoa, it's too much. And tend to still, because even then, with all of the original films that were solo, we didn't get the tie-ins. We started to get them eventually, but before it was just like, this is a standalone, this is a standalone, this is a standalone, and now they're together, and now we're bringing them together. It makes sense to bring them together. They're immediately bringing everybody together, immediately being like, here goes 50 people from different stories, put them all together. This is nice. It's like, wait.
I think they saw the end of Avengers Endgame. They saw how excited it was for everybody to be fighting together. Like, okay, let's bring
they
more.
saw how big they can get, and they
Right.
just got too overzealous. It was like,
Oh,
wait, we can
it's
do
a fun,
this?
it's a fun fact. It's a fun fact.
Oh.
Fun fact
Yeah.
that I just found out. They're gonna make it. I heard, this is pure speculation, but I heard they're gonna make it where Deadpool and Wolverine actually have a cameo in the fight in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So like
it's gonna be exciting. Yeah, because they're gonna go back and like change some stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. Marvel gets me stressed out, but I appreciate you for blurting out with me, especially about X-Men, because it's my life. I love X-Men.
Real quick, before you get off, I do on my podcast. I do mine every Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Every fourth Tuesday. I've staggered it out every first, second, third, fourth Tuesday is gonna be something different every Tuesday. So every fourth Tuesday is gonna be being uncool with T-Horne, and every fourth Tuesday is gonna be my nerdgasm.
You already know. Let me know. I'm on the anime, I'm on the games, all that.
Gotcha. So I'll make sure I keep you in mind for next time I do it, all right?
Of course. But yeah, no, real quick before I let you go, just run through, letting people know one more time, just in case they didn't catch it in the beginning, who you are, where to find you, all that good stuff.
So once again, my name is T-Horne the Uncool, positive rapper, podcast host. I host the podcast called Conversations with T-Horne the Uncool, where the main thing is positivity from talk about current events to talking about issues and bringing enlightenment, understanding to like I keep doing this wrong side thing, like being my boy Troy. So many things. You can catch me on YouTube at youtube.com/@T-Horne_the_uncool. Spelled that same way down here, right? Or you can play on Facebook at Facebook/T the Uncool, TDA Uncool. And support me, y'all. I mean, support Troy. Support Troy.
Support us. Yes, support us. Support us. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, no, real quick. I do. I'll hit you up if you're down to come. I want to do like the season finale of this one. I want it to be about the MCU problem and all the ways we think they messed up and all the things we think they can do to fix it.
Yeah, of course. I'm down for that. I talk about that all the time, so I'm down for it, boss man.
Yes, I got you. I will hit you up. But again, I appreciate you for doing this with me. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. That'd be cool. Thanks for having me, Troy.
Of course. Peace out.
Yes, sir.